Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. This is Toddy One Skip. I'm back at that job that makes me always look elsewhere except in the camera. So, hey guys, I wanted, before I forget, one, thank you. There's a lot more of you than there's ever been. I so appreciate you. And let's just do this together. Guys, comment in the chat. I participate in the comments. Before I forget, I am going to go live tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Monday, February 26th, which I guess is today. And I'm going to go live with I Am Mrs. J, who has a lot to say about Scientology, an ex-Scientologist. So I guess we're going to talk about that. And still, if you guys want to hit me up about some of the questions that you might have that pertain to me, we could do that as well. I don't see why not. Though I've never gone live with somebody, we're going to give it a go. Anyway, also, this video is one of my guilty pleasures that I hope that you guys are into as well, or maybe I can, I don't know, make you interested in this, which would kind of almost be sad because you really have no life if you are in on the 90-day fiancés. And the reason being is because there's so many. There's 90-day fiancé before, 90-day fiancé after, 90-day fiancé pillow talk, 90-day fiancé single life. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff. But I love it. And I don't know why. It's fascinating to me. I used to watch Love After Lockup. You would think, because of my experience working in the jail and my relationship with my ex, that I might relate to that. I did relate to that, and I used to watch Love After Lockup, but for some reason, I really like 90 Day Fiancé, and I've done some videos on 90 Day Fiancé and some shorts, but we're almost at the season finale of, season 10, right, of 90 Day Fiancé, and there's a couple marriages that we witnessed. So I just want to talk about them and, kind of have a little bit of fun. Because most of my videos are, about more serious topics. But this one I thought we'd have a little fun with. So anybody that watches the show never thought that Annalee and Clayton would get married. So Clayton, just in case anybody doesn't know, is a guy who loves guinea pigs and has his mom living in a closet, a walk-in closet that's attached to his bedroom. No shit. You can look it up. And this woman comes from a different country. She wants to marry him. And you would think that's not going to happen. She won't even let him touch her. Won't even let him touch her. Like the whole time up until, I guess, the marriage was the first time that I actually saw them kiss, I guess. And it seems like they just might make it. So if I would have bet, I thought she wasn't going to marry him because he's got a lot more quirks than just quirks. But I can see she's got some issues too. She finally told her dad that she had a boyfriend. In the same conversation, he upgraded him to husband. And the dad got a little upset and ended up walking away from the phone. It was a Zoom call or one of the FaceTime calls like that. And you saw that. And it was pretty sad. I don't know what that deal is. I'm not too sure that we're going to figure that out at the end of this season. I still don't really know why. I guess Clayton has a good heart, but there's so many red flags. And I think the mom got the message and decided that she was going to move out. So hopefully that will be okay with them. Then Gino and Jasmine. No offense. Jasmine is no way, shape, or form ready to be married. This woman has so many issues that she needs so much therapy, in my opinion. She has no business getting married. Gino, he's going into it with his eyes wide open. I genuinely see that he loves her, and I think for the most part she loves him. I just don't know that she knows how. Like, sometimes you hear of people and you say, what do you mean you don't know how to love? This is honestly the first person that I can say that I've honestly seen or anything that I can say, she just doesn't know what to do with it. She just does not know how to love. And she's got all of this stuff she needs to work out inside of her, because she's never going to have peace. She is not a peaceful woman. She's a woman that says she wants peace, and I believe that. But I don't know she'd even know what to do if she had it, because she's just not comfortable in herself. And you see that in the many surgeries that she wants to have and the many things she wants to do to what she feels improve her looks. There's nothing wrong with her physical looks. There's never been anything wrong with her physical looks. All the issues are what's inside of her, and that's something that unfortunately she's going to have to work out. Jasmine's this close to like another breakdown. I don't understand. On a dime, she could go into the bathroom and come out a different person. I don't know how Gino is going to take that. I think that to look at Jasmine, she is beautiful, but she is a bunch of broken pieces put together lovely, in my opinion. But still, it's only by glue. And when it breaks down, inside is not so well. So heads up, Gino. Gino, heads up on that. You should see that. I don't know if they're going to make it. She's going to end up destroying him before she gets better, I believe. Unfortunately, that's the way some relationships go. People will allow themselves to be destroyed in hopes that they're helping somebody heal. And you're not. You just don't have the tools to do it. Get her into therapy. I think she needs therapy. And but what does it matter what I think? I'm somebody on the other side of a camera at another job right now. You know, it's not even a camera, it's an iPhone. So don't forget about that when I tell you my opinions and what I'm feeling, because that's all it is opinions and what I'm feeling. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going into that line of work. I'm just telling you what I viewed and having a little fun talking about something besides what I usually talk about on this channel, which is Scientology, the fight for the rights of kids, and true crime and topical stuff. And this is kind of topical, but it's a lot more fun. I don't really feel like I'm hurting anybody, and hopefully what I'm saying here isn't hurting anybody. And, you know, we can have some fun with it in comments. These people have put their lives basically on sale for us to watch and view, and the relationships have become our business because they sold them. And that's the way I feel about that. So I am going to talk about that. Sam and Citra, I like them. I have to say, I really, really like them. She's a little freaky, isn't she? I thought so. But he said that from the get-go. I kind of got the impression that something happened before they got married, but I won't tell. Sam genuinely loves this girl, and I believe that he has the heart and the mind to turn his life around for the sake of love. And I like that. I think that she brings out the best in him, and I think he entertains a side to her that is not the conservative side that comes from her culture. And it seems like there's a lot of give and take between them, and I wish them nothing but happiness. I'm hopeful that Sam gets on the ball here and does what he has to do without failing to do what he has to do. Because, you know, I don't know why he had the Suboxone unless he was selling the Suboxone. If he wasn't selling the Suboxone, he's on the Suboxone because he's got an opioid addiction. So I'm not too sure what the story is. I think he said something to his dad to the effect of, I didn't have my Suboxone in my prescription bottle. That's what he said to Citra's dad. And you can get in trouble for that. Absolutely can. But why wasn't it in there? Were you selling others? Where was it? You know what I'm saying? So we don't know that about Sam. And I'm hopeful that he can turn it around. He seems like he wants to turn it around. He wants to be serious. And I'm hoping that sticks with him, you know. So, and I like her. I think she's a beautiful girl. And I like her. She has a lot of trust and faith in Sam. So it appears, you know. Yeah, so Sam, as you know, is a little early to dinner. Early to the table. Sam gets there earlier than she does. He's waited a long time. Rob and Sophie. Sophie, you should have listened to your mom and at least tried to be with a girl if you had a secret interest in being with a girl, because Rob seems like once you're married to him, it's monogamy the whole way. So are you always going to wonder what it was like to be with a woman? Sophie's mom is so fixated on, it seems like, destroying the marriage before it begins. She is putting these gigantic crevices in between the relationship with Rob and her daughter. And for really no real reason. The guy is trying. He seems to love her. She is not helping the situation. I don't know about the relationship she has with her daughter. It just seems like she wants to kind of like hold her daughter back until she's done with her. That's the way that looks to me. Maybe in some time you guys might pull off a threesome. I don't know. Rob seems like he pretty much wants to settle down and get married. Hopefully he'll do it a little bit differently. No offense against Rob. I give him a lot of credit. He's got a really nice car. I'm sure it's a car that he wanted, that he worked hard to get. He is fine with where he's living. He doesn't have a problem with that. I think he will take into consideration that his wife does need a bathroom that's inside, and I'm not making fun. You do the best you can. I'm not making fun. I've been in bad situations. Sophie can start working at some point, and when she starts working, the two of them could probably pitch in and get a nice little place with the dog, because they have a dog too that they have to consider when you move into an apartment. And I believe the dog's a pit bull. Yeah, so you have to take that into consideration if you have a pit bull, because a lot of places don't even rent to them. Or rent to people that have pit bulls. Very few just rent to the pit bulls. Anyway, yeah, so Rob and Sophie, they genuinely love each other. I don't know how bad Sophie has always wanted to be with another woman, to know if it is something that's going to pass or not pass. We see what happens when people try to suppress things, but what would have stopped her from being with another woman before she got involved with Rob? What would have stopped her from that? So maybe it's something that she thought she wanted to do, likes the way it sounds, but isn't something that she does feel comfortable with. I guess time will tell. We will see if time will tell about that. Yeah, we have Justin and Nikki. Guys, as far as Justin and Nikki, well, Justin's name is Igor, and I guess she doesn't like that, so she calls him Justin because, what'd she say, he's got like a Justin Timberlake vibe, I guess. I think he's better looking than Justin Timberlake, to be honest with you, and probably a nicer person. I don't think that he can wrap his head around being with somebody that once upon a time ago used to be a man. And I give her so much respect for telling him, because when they first dated years ago, right, he didn't know. And she told him, because he said that he loved her, he wanted to be with her. And then she told him that once upon a time ago she was a man and had transitioned. And he just can't get that out of his head. And every time he closes his eyes, there's no doubt that he sees... sorry about that. That he sees the picture that she shared with him as a guy, and he just can't probably get beyond that. There's certain men, like Elvis, good example. He couldn't be physical with somebody that had given birth. He couldn't be with somebody that was a mom. So sometimes people just have this this visual that they can't get beyond, and I think that Justin genuinely loved Nikki, who was a fucking brat half the time, in my opinion, because here's the thing, she felt the strain, and he said it, not to her, but he said it in the confessionals that it was hard for him, and I think he just realized, I can't, I want to, but I can't get past that. I've been in a situation like that. It wasn't a trans person. It was a person that I felt was telling me an untruth, and I couldn't let it go. And I found out 25 years later that my intuition was 100% right. And me and this person couldn't really have a full relationship because I never really trusted them. So there are times that we try to get through things in our head, but it stops us. And we don't want it to, but it does. It stops us. And that's what I think happened with Justin and Nikki. And it's really too bad because she definitely loved him. He did love her, but I just think that it was just too much. And also, she bitched a lot. And she bitched a lot over the physicality that he couldn't be physical with her as much as she wanted it. And that was one of the reasons. And, you'd like to say, well, he needs to just get over it. It didn't matter before. He knows now, and it's something that sticks in his head. He probably wished he wouldn't know, but I'm sure, he'd have been a lot more pissed off had he had found out without hearing it from her. So, but I'm sure he wished that wasn't the situation either, because you could see that the guy literally is struggling with the fact that once upon a time ago, the woman he loves used to be a man. And who else do we have to talk about? We have Ashley and Manuel. And don't forget about Rico Suave, right? Because poor Rico Suave, Manuel says, no, that's not okay in my culture. And she says, he's been there forever. He's going to be there. He's not getting kicked off the bed. These guys finally get married, and of course they get married in the middle of hurricane season in Florida. Listen, I'm from Florida. You schedule everything around the time it rains, and the time it rains in Florida is pretty much the same time every day. I'd say from April to August, and then some. Around 4 o'clock every day where I used to live in Broward County, it would rain. By 4:15, it looked like it never did rain. Anyway, these two guys, they get married. He's got his whole family from the country he's from. She's got her whole family at the wedding. He's got some kids. She doesn't. I don't know what's going to be of them. She seems to react. Oh, God. I couldn't deal with somebody who was so dramatic. She's on the way to the wedding, and she literally has like a nervous breakdown. That would be a red flag for me. I might say, hey, this isn't something that I want to do. Who else had a problem the day of their wedding? Sophie said she woke up sicker than a dog. Maybe it was her body's way of saying, I shouldn't do this. But she went ahead with it for Rob. Here's the thing. There's so much that is acted on these shows. And I know that because Rob is a horrible actor. And his poor acting showed up. No offense, Rob. Who said you were an actor? So when he was really nervous about certain things, you could tell that he was acting. I didn't find it to be genuine. There were things that he said that I did think were genuine. But when he was like, I don't know if they're leaving, I don't know if they're coming, I don't believe that. I believe he knew. And otherwise, I don't know what's wrong. But I think it's just his acting at that point. Guys, I think that's pretty much everybody. Here's the thing. I don't know if you can marry somebody in 90 days and everything work out. For me, I've been in love at first sight, and those relationships have held water. They're not relationships that were lasting romantically, but they were relationships that have continued on until life ended, for the point of some people. And some people, we just ended up being great friends. So I think that, there's a gut feeling you have. And that comes from a different place of being in rose-colored glasses. When we look at somebody, that's that thing that we don't want anybody else to know. That feeling like, gee, I don't want anybody to know that about that person. That's the gut feeling that you guys and me and all of us have to pay attention to, because there's a reason why we have gut feelings. And sometimes we have to pause. And sometimes we have to wait. Because we can make horrible mistakes that take a lot more than 90 days to fix. Guys, I'm going to jump on next week and I'm going to talk about the tell-all, because this, again, is a guilty pleasure of mine and I have a good time with it. I also did a video last night of Nick John in regards to Gypsy Rose, and man, have I found out a lot more stuff about that. But the device that I did the recording on isn't here at this job, this specific job, so I don't know that I'm going to make a new video and do that here tonight, or I'm just going to wait and get to the other device and go ahead and work on that there. But in the meantime, guys, don't forget, I'm going to go live tomorrow 7:30, or I'm going to go live tonight, February 26th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe I'm going live with I Am Mrs. J. You could check out her YouTube channel. She knows a lot about Scientology and ex-Scientologists, and I guess we're going to discuss that. I'm happy to discuss other stuff as well. Please communicate in the chat. You guys have made me blow up. I thank you so much for that, and I hope that you know that I thank you. Please, you could reach out to me at toddy1skip@gmail.com if there's something you need to share, or in the chat. The community that you guys have built is amazing, and I'm so glad and happy and proud to be part of that. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Be better today than you were yesterday, but not half as good as you're going to be tomorrow.